So during rotations, we have 4 stations. The priority station is teacher station. So that's number 1 priority. So the other 3 stations, I like to do things that they already know how to do, that they've already practiced doing, and so that they can spend the majority of their time on task and there's minimal disruptions of them asking questions. The second station besides teacher is iReady. That's something that they get on daily. They know the procedures of it. So during iReady, we switch back and forth between math and reading. So they knew today was a reading day. It's always a reading day on Tuesdays. If they get a 100% on iReady lesson, they know that they can go give themselves a sticker on the sticker board. They're working towards a prize. So that's something that we have practiced whole group and that they are good at whole group. So I knew that it would be a good station for them to be able to do independently. We have an independent workstation. That's the classwork that they have to do that goes along with the lesson that we're doing in class. So that's something that at the beginning of the year, we did whole group. So they know how to do it. They've done it before. It looks the same. It's just different words. We're just plugging in different words so that they are used to the procedure. They know when they're done that where to turn it in. They know usually there's a backup sheet if they finish early. So these are things that they've practiced throughout the year, whole group, before we go into small group. Independent reading. So that's one that we've had to really work towards, because that's one we've talked about, real reading and fake reading. So they can sit there and waste a whole lot of time if we have not talked about the procedures of independent reading. So that was one that we had to practice. We practiced stamina. We practice what real reading looks like. We have it posted in the classroom what real reading looks like. And I tell them, like, you can look like you're real reading, but I can't get into your brain. So it's up to you. So they know that they are responsible for themselves during that station to make sure that they're using their time productively. And that's just the vocabulary we use a lot. Use your time productively. Use your time productively. So they also know if they finish early or if something comes up and they are at a stopping point where they can't move on, that they have to find something productive to do, whether that's read a book, work in their catch-up folder, work on extra iReady time. They know that those are their options and that they can't just sit there and do nothing. So it's just things that we've practiced whole group, and then I can make sure that they can do it in small groups. For the independent reading center, I like them to spread out in the classroom, because the closer they are with other students, they're going to be chatting with each other. I also have students that still like to read aloud, so I don't want that to be an interruption. We've talked about using whisper phones, and they all have whisper phones available. Some of them have them in their bins. We have a big bin of them if they do not have their own, but they'll go grab a whisper phone if they need it. They find a spot. They know they need to be spread out on the floor. I don't care if they're sitting, laying, squatting, as long as they are reading and they're staying put. I also prefer them not to pick short books that they're going to finish in 3 minutes, so that they are not going up and choosing new books every time. We do something at our school called book towers. So what they do is they read a book, and when they finish, they add it to a book tower. Once they have 10 books, their book tower is completed. So that is something that we do school-wide to help motivate them to read, but I like to use it during the classroom time because this group really enjoys doing it. Once we finally come back together, I like to end our ELA block doing something whole group. Today we read a story together. We have a focus story each week, and that's the story that we're really focusing on for comprehension skills. So today was our first read as a whole group of that passage. Later in the week, that is a passage that I will be reading with them in small groups, so we can dig a little bit more into it. So with it being our first read, that's why we read it together. We stopped and talked about it, and typically that happens on Tuesdays.